Elijah Muhammad never said he was a prophet. There's no need for a prophet.
The Nation of Islam began in the middle of pain. In 1930, America was in Great Depression. Black people in northern cities like Detroit were poor, working in factory jobs and dealing with racism every day. That is when a man appeared selling silks door to door. His name was Wallace D. Fard Muhammad. No one knows exactly where he came from. He told people he came from the east. Fard started preaching in living rooms and basements. His message was simple and bold. He said black people in America were not really Negroes. He said they were part of a lost tribe of Shabazz, originally from a holy land. He said they were kidnapped and brought here as slaves. He also taught that white people were created 6,000 years ago by a scientist called Yaqub. Because of that, Fard called white people devils. But Fard did not preach anger, he also preached discipline. He told people to stop drinking alcohol, stop eating pork, stop gambling, stop using drugs, dress clean, save money, start businesses, and love yourself. In just a few years, he had thousands of followers.
I just wanted to say to our community, Master Fard Muhammad, the great Mahdi, and his Christ, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, gave us, the Nation of Islam, our way of devotion. And when he gave us the religion of Islam and how we received it in North America was unique to our circumstance. So we don't have to apologize to nobody for how we came into our Islam. Now I want to say this. The way we dress is a distinction from the way any other Muslim dress. And when you go to Mecca or you go to the Muslim world, every nation have their way that they dress. So we did not join an Arab's religion. Never be bashful or shy of the Muslims that we are. The Mahdi came and visited with us. And the whole world soon will find out that the Mahdi came to this little nation of Islam, and we are budding in this world.
Then in 1934, he vanished. Some say the police forced him to leave. Some say he went back to the east. To this day, no one knows what really happened to him. After Fard left, his top student took over. The man was Elijah Poole. He later changed his name to Elijah Muhammad. Elijah said Fard was not just a teacher. He said Fard was just God in flesh. And he said himself was Allah's messenger sent to guide black people. Under Elijah Muhammad, the Nation of Islam became a real nation inside a nation. He built temples in cities across America. Temple number 1 was in Detroit. Temple number 7 was in Harlem. He created the Foot of Islam, also known as FOI. They were the men in the bow ties and suits who protected the temples and kept members disciplined. He created Muslim Girls Training, or MGT. They taught women how to cook, clean, sew, and run a home without pork or alcohol. He started businesses, bakeries, farms, restaurants, a newspaper called Muhammad Speaks. Elijah's message was clear.
Don't say I'm a prophet, because this is the end of prophets. I'm a messenger of God and not a prophet. I got nothing to prophesy, because this is the end of prophets. So I got nothing to prophesy.
Black people should not beg to integrate into white America. They should build their own lands, schools, own economy, separate and equal. For 40 years, from 1934 to 1976, Elijah was the leader. By the 1960s, the nation had tens of thousands of members and millions of dollars in assets. But the man who made the nation famous to the world was not Elijah, it was his student. His name was Malcolm Little. Malcolm grew up rough. He went to prison in the 1940s. In prison, he read Elijah's letters and he converted. When he got out in 1952, he became Malcolm X. The X meant his African last name was stolen during slavery. Elijah saw how smart and disciplined Malcolm was. He made him the national minister. He sent him to New York to build Temple No. 7. Malcolm was on fire. He could speak for hours without notes. He debated on TV and went to colleges.
You feel that we're making progress in this?
No. If you stick a knife in my back 9 inches and pull it out 6 inches, there's no progress. If you pull it all the way out, that's not progress. The progress is healing the wound that the blow made. And they haven't even begun to pull a knife out, much less try and heal the wound. They won't even admit the knife is there.
He told black people to be proud. He said we didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. He said integration was a trick. He said black people needed self-defense by any means necessary. Because Malcolm, the Nation of Islam, went from a secret group to a national movement. White America was scared of him. Black America was listening to him. But inside, things were breaking. In 1963, Malcolm found out that Elijah Muhammad had fathered children with his secretaries. This went against everything Elijah preached about morally.
And I had stated in a newspaper article about an effort to take my life back in January, and at that time the Muslims denied it.
Why are they threatening your life?
Well, primarily because they're afraid that I will tell the real reason that I'm out of the black Muslim movement, which I never told. I kept to myself. But the real reason is that Elijah Muhammad, the head of the movement, is the father of 8 children by 6 different teenage girls. 6 different teenage girls who were his private personal secretary. The one who first made me aware of this was Wallace Muhammad, Mr. Muhammad's son. And it was their fear that if I remained in the black Muslim movement, and this came into the knowledge of his followers, that they would leave him and follow me. A plan immediately was set in motion to take me down, put me out. And the statement that I made about Kennedy was used as a pretext to take me down.
Did you get out of the... What will you take to protect yourself from this threat?
I take no steps. I have a rifle. If anybody comes to my house without a good reason,
Then in 1964, Malcolm went on Hajj to Mecca. This is the pilgrimage all Muslims must do. In Mecca, he saw something that changed him forever. He prayed next to white Muslims, brown Muslims, Asian Muslims, all equal, all brothers. He wrote letters home saying, I saw Muslims of colors treating each other as true brothers. That broke him from the nation's core teaching that white people are devils. He also felt that Elijah was pushing him aside because he was getting too famous. So in March 1964, Malcolm left the Nation of Islam, Muslim Mosque Incorporation, and the Organization of Afro-American Unity, which was political. He said he believed in the black self-determination, but how he also believed in working with anyone who wanted justice, black or white. A year later, on February,
Malcolm X, you were involved in a controversy some months ago with your leader.
Well, I've been silent for the past 90 days because of some statements I made concerning the President of the United States, which were distorted.
They were distorted?
And yes.
What did you say, Malcolm?
Well, I said the same thing that everybody says, that his assassination was the result of the climate of hate. But only I said the chickens came home to roost, and which means the same thing.
You feel that we're...
A year later, on February 21st, 1965, Malcolm X was shot and killed while speaking in Harlem. 3 men from the Nation of Islam were convicted. the murder created a wound that never fully healed between Malcolm's followers and the nation. After Malcolm died, Elijah Muhammad kept leading until he died in 1975. Then his son took over. His name was Deen Muhammad. Deen did something no one expected. He ended the Nation of Islam as Elijah built it. He said we must follow real Islam, the 5 pillars, the Quran. Pray 5 times a day, no more white devil teaching, no more Fawad as God. He renamed the group, he sold the businesses, he opened the mosques to everyone. Many members were confused and angry. They felt like Elijah's work was being erased. One of the angry members was Louis Eugene Walcott. You probably know him as Minister Louis Farrakhan. Farrakhan was young when he met Malcolm in the 1950s. Malcolm X was his teacher. Farrakhan loved Elijah's original teachings. So in 1977, Farrakhan said, "I am rebuilding the original Nation of Islam." He brought back Elijah's theology, Fawad as God, Elijah as a messenger, separation. But he also brought a new energy. Fawad is a powerful speaker. He can talk for 3 hours straight. He talks about diet, health, economics, music, and politics. In the 1980s and the 1990s, he rebuilt the nation, new temples, new farms, new schools, the newspaper, The Final Call.
Elijah Muhammad never said he was a prophet. There's no need for a prophet.
Look at the world that you live in. How rotten it is. We voted for our brother, Barack. Beautiful human being with a sweet heart. And now he's an assassin. See, America can sit down tyrants, but who will sit her down? She puts her trust in her weapons of war. She threatens the nations of the earth and has my brother calling for the assassination of brother Muammar Gaddafi. What has he done? I can defend that man. You don't know that man. See, you're a victim of that media that's controlled by satanic forces. My poor brother, they're bombing. They said they were only going over there for humanitarian reasons. We're going to stop Gaddafi from killing his own people, and we believe.
His biggest moment came in 1995. He organized the Million Man March in Washington, D.C. Over 1 million black men came together. The theme was atonement, reconciliation, and responsibility. For one day, the world saw black men standing together, not rioting, not fighting, just praying and listening. Even people who hated Farrakhan admitted it was powerful. So what do these 3 men represent? Elijah Muhammad represents structure. He took a small group and built institutions. He gave black people pride when America told them they were nothing. Malcolm X represents transformation. He started as strict NOI minister. Then he traveled and grew. He became a voice for human rights and for the whole world. He showed that people can change. Louis Farrakhan represents survival and revival. He took a movement that was dying and brought it back. He kept Elijah's teachings alive when everyone was moving on. So why did they part ways? It comes down to 3 questions. First, what is Islam? It is Elijah's unique American religion, or is it a global religion of 1.8 billion people? Second, what about white people? Are they devils forever? Malcolm changed his mind after Mecca. Farrakhan did not. Third, who leads? When Elijah died, his son and his top minister disagreed. That split the movement in half. The story of the Nation of Islam is really the story of Black America in the 20th century. It is about anger and hope, about separation and unity, about religion and politics mixed together. Elijah gave people rules when the world had none. Malcolm X gave people a voice when the world was silent. Farrakhan gave people a home when the movement was falling apart. They all wanted the same thing at the start: dignity for black people. They just disagreed on the road to get there. And this is why even in 2026, people are still arguing about them, still reading about them, and still being changed by them.